A woman named Stephanie took a trip to Miami, Florida. Stephanie did not want to have to pay so much to stay at a motel, but instead she rented an Airbnb for the next 2 weeks as she stayed in Miami, Florida. She met the owner of the Airbnb. His name was James. She looked at him and she immediately felt uncomfortable. She felt like this guy gave off creep vibes. But he was only charging $325 for the next 2 weeks because that's how long she was staying in Miami, Florida. James, the owner of the Airbnb, was a heavy-set guy in his 40s. He had missing teeth, and she felt really uncomfortable when he smiled at her. She made sure to keep the conversation brief with the guy so he doesn't get any ideas. Now, she did felt a little uncomfortable with the fact that he lives next door to this Airbnb, but she made sure to have her taser and pepper spray with her at all times in case the man tries something. As Stephanie was getting ready to head out and to do some sightseeing in Miami, Florida, she saw James outside of his house watering his plants. He waved at her with a smile. He told her, "Have fun, Stephanie. Make sure you enjoy yourself. And don't worry, I'll make sure no one comes in your Airbnb and take none of your stuff." "Oh, okay, thank you," Stephanie said with a very uneasy feeling. She still didn't trust this man, so she set up cameras right before she left out, just to make sure he doesn't go inside of her Airbnb to do anything. Later on that night, Stephanie came back, tired and a little bit drunk, after enjoying herself downtown in Miami, Florida. When she came into the house, she checked the recordings to make sure that James didn't come into her house. Surprisingly, he didn't. After she got done taking a bath, she made her dinner, and after she got done with her dinner, she brushed her teeth and went off to bed. But 3 hours later, while she was sleeping, she heard someone knocking on her door. And mind you, it was close to 12 o'clock a.m. She went into the living room where the door was at, and she looked through the peephole, and she saw that it was James, and he had a long knife with him. But he wasn't looking at the door. He kept on looking towards her car. James knocked again, still facing her car. This time, he said something through the door. "Stephanie, are you awake? You need to come outside. I need to tell you something. It's important." Stephanie began to feel unsafe and creeped out. She does not know this man. So what she did next was she grabbed her stuff, everything that she had, and packed up and ran outside through the backyard, getting into her car. When James saw this, he ran over there, waving his arms, but she didn't hear what he was saying. She closed the door, started up her car, and drove off. She was going to report him the next day about what he was doing. She knew that he was trying something, and she went with her instincts and got out of there. But unfortunately for Stephanie, the real danger is in the car. See, what Stephanie didn't know was while James was outside walking his dog around the neighborhood, he happened to see a man, a large man, that was able to successfully picklocket her car door and get inside of it. He had a gun on him. James tried his best to warn Stephanie, but she kept on ignoring him.